Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a headline from CoinDesk. Ripple CEO walks back threat to leave United States. I don't think that's particularly precise. Go figure, from CoinDesk. I guess I kind of understand why these. Here's the thing, and I'll have to show you the specifics in just a moment here, obviously, but he's conveying the same message. He just added something on, and he used the word optimistic. So does that mean he's walking back a threat to leave? I don't think so. You can tell me what you think. I'll share with you what I think and the specifics of what he said. And then I've got this article from Cointelegraph titled 95% of Ripple's customers are not from the U.S., CEO Garlinghouse says. So interesting stuff. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button. But don't smash the like button because only dorks do that. And you're a cool kid, aren't you? I see you sitting over with all the cool kids at the lunch table during lunch hour. Yeah, that's where you chill. And also, by the way, since I just acknowledged that you are super cool, that's kind of a nice compliment, right? Why don't you return the favor by subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel? I promise that if you do, you might not regret it. And also, fun fact, the Moon Lambo channel is the best channel on all of the YouTubes. All right, so into this piece from CoinDesk. Ripple might not move out after all. 6 weeks after announcing he's looking at potentially relocating Ripple's headquarters because of the lack of regulatory clarity around the XRP cryptocurrency in the U.S., CEO Brad Garlinghouse is now taking a wait-and-see approach following the election of Joe Biden as U.S. president. See, right there. That, and I'm going to read the quotes, but that is not different than what he has said. They've been saying, if things don't change, then we're going to consider leaving. It's functional. Wait till I read the quote to you, but it's functionally the same thing. But anyway, speaking to CNN's Julia Chatterley on Wednesday, he said the payments firm hadn't made any decision on the matter. And so, and by the way, before I even read the quote, I do want to cite, I saw Brad Garlinghouse within the last few weeks. I can't remember who was interviewing him, but he was asked, what's the timeline? So, when are you going to know if Ripple's going to actually relocate the headquarters outside of the United States? And he said, you know what, that's a fair question. He said, I would say, we're going to need to know within 6 months. That's what he didn't, it wasn't some sort of strict timeline, but he did put a timeline on it, sort of. He said 6 months. That was from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. But here's the quote from this interview with CNN's Julia Chatterley. This is Brad Garlinghouse now. We haven't put a strict timeline on when we'll make a decision on relocating, he said. I think I am waiting to see what dynamics change associated with the Biden administration beginning their term in office, and I am optimistic that will actually improve where things sit for the XRP community broadly. And so really, the only thing from a messaging perspective that's new, it's not even changed, it's just a new piece of information, is that he says he's optimistic based on what has happened. And so, politics aside, because I have no interest in getting into politics on this channel, he believes, Brad Garlinghouse believes, that this is good for XRP. And I don't know. I mean, if you think that, the incoming administration, their policies will result in substantially more money printing than what was already happening, I mean, that would be good for crypto. It would just result in crypto in general getting adopted faster, right? And so Anthony Pompliano's made that point, and that perspective makes all the sense in the world to me. But, as far as this being good for XRP, wait and see. Brad Garlinghouse, he says the approach is wait and see, and that's perfectly fine here. But certainly nothing has changed. And I really, guys, I got to tell you, I do not believe that they were bluffing about moving. I really don't. Because they don't have the ability to state something like that. And then, do you think the SEC is just going to be like, oh, man, that company Ripple, we better go get our ducks in a row right now on crypto regulation. No, they don't have that kind of power. And I also don't think that anyone at Ripple, including Brad Garlinghouse, I don't think that they believe they have that kind of pull. They've got all sorts of connections all over the planet with all sorts of government. That stuff is true. But you think one company threatening to leave the United States, that's not going to change the pace for the SEC regulating the entire crypto asset class. And they've already been happy to maybe happy is not the right word, but they've already sat back with their indecision and watched other big companies leave the United States and go elsewhere as a result of their indecision. And so what would be different with Ripple? So I'm not one of the people that buys that they were just bluffing or this or that. And so, and what I've said in the past is, look, if nothing actually changes and they say that this is absolutely crucial, I will not be surprised if they leave. And so I don't know for sure what's going to happen. Obviously, they don't even know. But if they don't get clarity in some amount of time, and it's something that's of crucial importance to them, we'll not be surprised if they end up kind of changing their tune there. So there we are. I mean, we'll know soon enough, right? Maybe within half a year. But I don't know. I'm still kind of skeptical. Do you really think the SEC is going to come out in that time frame and say, yeah, XRP is not a security? I mean, that'd be awesome. I would look forward to making a video on that particular topic. Let me share with you that. So we'll see. Now there's this headline from Cointelegraph. 95% of Ripple's customers are not from the U.S., CEO Garlinghouse says. As Ripple reportedly prepares to relocate its headquarters outside of the United States, it turns out that only 5% of the company's clients are based in the country, according to the firm's CEO. Now, this should not be surprising, right? Ripple has a truly global presence, and their whole mission is the Internet of Value, which is effectively it's just making it as easy to move money around the planet as it is to send an email or a text message today. That's the, in a nutshell, concept of the Internet of Value. And so XRP is at the core of everything that they're doing. It's at the core of their business model here. But again, it's a global situation here, so it's not surprising to me at all, given that there are, depending on who you ask, there are something like 180 to 220 countries. They're just not all recognized by every single country, so it depends on who you ask as to how many countries there actually are. But given that there are, let's just say, roughly 200 countries on the planet, is it not surprising that only 5% of the customers are in the United States? It wasn't really surprising to me. It was kind of interesting, but not surprising. Anyway, on December 2nd, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse sat for an interview with CNN anchor Julia Chatterley to discuss Ripple's regulatory hurdles in operating in the United States. According to Garlinghouse, as much as 95% of the San Francisco-based company's customers are located abroad. He claimed that Ripple services are not as popular in the United States due to the ongoing regulatory uncertainty around its associate token XRP. And here's a quote from Brad Garlinghouse. 95% of our customers are non-U.S. customers, and only about 5% are here in the U.S. And people say, you are a U.S. company. Why is that? One of the dynamics is that U.S. companies are waiting for clarity, and that clarity emanates from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Well, that part's certainly true, right? Garlinghouse noted that the SEC recognized other major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ether as non-securities years ago. However, XRP, the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, still does not have that clarity. And I'll tell you, that's still amazing to me. This should be a slam dunk situation right here, because Ripple does not have any special permissions over the XRP ledger. To me, that's a hard break right there. Because even if the SEC came in and said XRP is a security of Ripple, well, they can't do anything about it. It's out there, it's decentralized, so what the hell, But here's another quote from Brad Garlinghouse now. For us, around XRP and over 100 companies that are working with XRP getting that clarity, it's very clear to me that XRP is being used by many companies as a currency. You had the U.S. Department of Justice refer to XRP as a currency. You had FinCEN refer to XRP as a currency, but you haven't yet had that clarity from the SEC. And so, according to Garlinghouse, Ripple has had some issues with U.S. customers concerned about the regulatory status of Ripple's XRP-related offerings. Oftentimes, when I'm speaking to customers, talking to them about our product that uses XRP in the payment flows, they will ask me about regulatory dynamics. And we have had customers saying, look, until there's clarity and regulatory frameworks, we're going to hold off, the CEO said, adding, now that has not been the case because of the clarity and certainty in other countries like the UK. So, all good things in time. We shall just have to wait and see. But again, like I mentioned in a video just the other day too. I don't think that XRP is a security. I don't think it'll ever be labeled as a security. But even if it were, it would just change the way that Ripple has to be licensed in order to conduct business utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. But this is a global phenomenon, right? So even if that were the case, that ruling would only apply in the United States. It isn't anywhere else, though. So I still don't think it's going to happen. But it's a fun ride here. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!